Hey fellow creatures of the internet, this is the most muscular guy here on YouTube, Bruzo Dragonius. You know what? There's been a lot of fury within the furry fandom. There's been a lot of YouTubers that are reporting it, whether it's actual fursuit makers or other fursuiters, and people are very, very furious that they allow companies to copy other people's fursuit, including me. In fact, I am so furious at it because the fact thing is, from what I heard, is that there are some companies based in, actually no, the East knows where. There's some companies like Oist or the thankfully defunct website that's been taken down called shopfursuit.com. Those companies have been making knockoff fursuits of other people's characters. There's some charge at least $600, US. Some had conned around $300 US. Even for a gold tee fursuit like one of these. You see, I don't get that either of how did they get away with these scams like that. Because most of those scams like that, a lot of those fursuit scams, I don't know of any famous fursuiters that I do recognize. But those photos are taken from actual photos of those fursuit characters. I noticed that they pretty much just are sold as last reuse generic characters. But to be quite honest with you, they are not. They are someone else's fursuit characters or fursuit that those companies just ripped off that are pretty much based in China or something like that. These are someone else's fursuit that they're trying to copy. They may be sold as, say, wolf, fox, husky or whatever, like in one suit. Some of them advertise and they're called best quality, but in reality, once that you get them, they are nothing but, I hate to be an elitist, but this is a true fact. This is from what I heard. And yeah, they sell some other things like, general mascot costumes that are just, that are poorly made or whatever. Some of them look a bit too scary and creepy to look at. Some of which that are very unwearable with the vision or something like that. Where all you do is when you put on their heads, I've seen cases where their eyes are just, that this is basically the vision that they're going to get. Notice I'm just covering my eyes there. But all I'm saying is that those companies that they sell from DHgate, AliExpress or Alibaba, and some of the other unknown websites, I would hate to say this, but they're just nothing but knockoff fursuits. Yeah, sure, you get what you pay for in most of them. But when it comes to god tee fursuits that looks really awesome, looks really well made, and you get charged for, and all they're asking for is, say, as cheap as $400 or probably $250 just for a full body suit. It sounds good to be true, but actually, the reason why it sounds too good to be true is that most likely it is too good to be true, because all you're getting is what you paid for, and it may not be advertised as the same quality that you expect, which is kind of sad, and it does piss a lot of people off, especially here in the furry fandom. There's a lot of people that got ripped off by these scammers, including most notably Bruce Lee or Quilla. Whereas that, even though that, I'm not saying anything bad against anyone from the Insane Clown Posse, but even though that there are people that made mistakes from buying from these companies and basically got charged $600 just of what Bruce Lee did, and I don't blame them because they were really uneducated or something like that. But even though that Viola J's daughter is pretty much into the fandom and that, and she's got a very supported dad. But like what they said, this is what Quilla and her dad named those type of companies. That's right, snakes. They're nothing but snakes. Because they are liars. That's what they mean. So, how about that instead of buying for cheap fursuits that are just knockoff from other fursuits like that sells knockoff, factory-made knockoff fursuits, you may be saving some money, but it isn't worth your own money. Buy these sort of things. What I suggest to you is that even though those companies are doing nothing but taking and ripping off other fursuit makers that are much more better than them, and also most of the fursuiters who paid a lot of money to commission these suits from the makers. Maybe that if you really want a fursuit that badly, either A, it'd be a lot more worth it if you save up all your dollary dues, all your gold for this one fursuit that you really want to get from your maker. Even though, yes, they are very expensive, but trust me, they're much more worth your money. And not only that, you're financially supporting the furry fandom just by commissioning of a maker, like an actual fursuit maker, or perhaps, you know, a pre-made adoptable suit from a maker or whatever. You know, there's plenty of raffles that some makers can get where they offer, they do offer free fursuits, but you know, there's like to whatever wins it, but that is basically like winning a lottery. Or perhaps if you're very confident enough, then why don't you just make your own fursuit as well? I mean, really, you don't have to, and you shouldn't buy those from those knockoff companies on the internet. And I've got some good news from all you makers out there. There is some company out there, some website called Fursuits.com or shopfursuits.com. You know what? I couldn't get in. I tried to get onto this site just for a bit of research or something like that before I just made this video. And this pops up. Even though, yes, it's in Chinese writing, but to my understanding, even though that I don't read or speak Chinese, all I do know, and all I would guess that there's some writing that says site must be is taken offline, or taken down, or whatever. I'm just going to just end this from there. So maybe that you can just like write in the comment section. You know, you're more than welcome to write in the comment section as though that I would read it. What are your thoughts about these type of companies that rip off other makers within the furry fandom and that? And are you happy, like I am, that there is some action that's taken towards those knockoff fursuit making companies? Also, for more information like this, I mean, for more of the awesome content, or if you do enjoy these videos, make sure you give this button a like. Even though that if you hate those companies like I do, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. If you really want to support me or something like that, or if you do like my videos, make sure you press the subscribe button and ring the notification bell icon. The usual other social medias things on the usual things that I put down there, including my TikTok, my coffee, my shirt store, and all those other sites. It's on the description below if you want to follow me from there. I encourage you to share this with your friends because I'm just doing my best to bring awareness of those scammers as well. So please share this with your friends, as well as if you want to support me financially, you can just donate to my coffee. And also, you can buy my merch from Artwork T. If you want to follow me on PSN, or if you want to play with me on PSN or whatever, or if you want to chat to me via PSN, my gamer tag is Bruzo21. So as always, I'm going to end it by saying thank you so much for subscribing to this channel if you do. Thank you so much for your support, whether it's subscribing, buying me a coffee, or, you know, helping me out financially on whatever you possibly can. Thank you for watching this. Thank you for subscribing. I love you all. Yous are heaps awesome to me. Just for supporting me and just for watching this video. You're heaps amazing. And as always, I love yous all. Yous all amazing. Hashtag, man, I'm just trying to think. Oh no, hashtag, don't buy from scammers. And as always, this is the most must-see going on YouTube. Bruzo Dragonius saying, and ending this by saying, thank you, and as always, until next time, my name is God you all. Bye for now.